Hey, paisanos and wise guys, looking for a place where ass-kicking storytelling meets mob-tastic animation? You're in the right freaking neighborhood. Welcome to Bambi Palermo's Pizzaverse, where every event is served with a hot slice of satire, a dash of danger, and a sprinkle of wise guy charm. Now let me break it down for you. The Pizzaverse is Bambi's twisted little patch of YouTube magic, where mob-style drama, twisted tales, and brooding characters camp out under one roof. We got everything, from tales from the Pizzaverse, like Tale of the Three Bookies, to Brooklyn bloodlines and straight-up surreal shorts like a Pizzaverse elegy. Bambi's tossing out stories about rival factions, neon dreamscapes, personality clashes. Sometimes they roast each other. Sometimes they mourn the death of a frog-filthy nerd. Funeral for the frog, anyone? Here's the deal. This ain't your grandma's pasta night. Each episode is a juicy meatball of drama, humor, and cartoon-fueled mayhem that'll have you looking forward to what's next. Pizzaverse news keeps you updated, but with that extra gangster twist, capiche? You want to laugh at mob-style absurdity. You want to be pulled into twisted fables where gravity's optional and emotions are served a la mode. Bambi's got you covered, from the classic Pizzaverse News Ep. 15, The Haircut, to the fresh out the oven, the Pizzaverse Roast, a slice of revenge. Tale of the Three Bookies. Mobsters, backroom deals, dramatic reveals. A Pizzaverse roast, a slice of revenge, brutal, hilarious, chaotic. Pizzaverse State of the Union. Big talk, bigger laughs, and maybe a coup or two. And that's just the appetizer, folks. Just wait till dessert. So what do you say? Ready to ride with us through this bizarre, cheesy, yet always badass universe Bambi's cooked up? Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, tell us who you want to see in the next slice of mayhem. The Pizzaverse is hot, fresh, and needed for your attention. Stay wise, stay spicy, and welcome to the freaking Pizzaverse, where we always win.
Stars shining bright above me. Night breezes seem to whisper that sycamore tree. Dream a little dreamer.
Bambi's Twisted Tales, the Powerpuff Girls, Blood in Townsville. The city of Townsville. Yeah, in the cartoons, it was all bright skies, lollipops, and happy-go-lucky bullshit. But not here. In this world, it's a graveyard with neon lights, a city that stinks of piss, gasoline, and blood. On the edge of the projects, Professor Utonium's lab sits like a tombstone. The guy's broke, drinking too much, making deals with mobsters just to keep the lights on. One night he stirs something he ain't supposed to. Sugar. Spice. And yeah, Chemical X, some black market sludge from Jersey Chem Labs. What crawls out of that cauldron? Not angels, not heroes, three little monsters. Blossom with fire in her eyes and ice in her veins. Bubbles smiling too wide, laughing when she shouldn't. Buttercup, fists like bricks, temper like a Molotov. The professor looks at him and says, "My daughters." But everyone else who sees him says, "Weapons." First night out. A mugger pulls a knife on a granny. The girls step out of the shadows. Blossom breaks his jaw with one swing, blood spraying across the sidewalk. Buttercup stomps him into paste. Bubbles. She laughs and says, "Do it again." Word gets around. The streets whisper, "Townsville's got demons in dresses." The mob don't like it. Louis, two-tone. Marino, capo from the east side, sends a crew. They find the girls in an alley. They don't find their way back. Next morning, half of them hang from lampposts, torsos split open, eyes gouged. A message written in blood. This is our city. And then there's Mojo Jojo. Used to be muscle for the professor, till an accident scrambled his brains and left him with a cracked skull and that stupid helmet welded on. Now he's down in the sewers gathering freaks, rats, junkies, anyone desperate enough to follow a madman. He swears revenge. Bodies start turning up. Cops whisper it's animals. Nah, it's Bubbles. The cute one. She rips a dealer in half one night, giggling while the blood soaks her dress. Blossom covers it up. Buttercup don't care. One less asshole breathing, she says. The professor's losing sleep. He makes a deal with the mob, shipments of Chemical X in exchange for peace. But you know how it goes. Once wise guys sniff blood, they don't stop biting. The mayor stands in public smiling, calling them Townsville's little angels. But in back rooms, he's signing papers with Mojo's freak army, letting the city rot from the inside. Buttercup finds out. She smashes the lab, screams at the professor, knocks holes in walls with her fists. We ain't your pets. We ain't your toys. Blossom pulls her back, whispering, family first. Always family. But the cracks are showing. The sewers boil over. Mutants climb out of drains like cockroaches. The girls hit the streets. Sirens wail. Gunfire rattles. Buttercup smashes skulls with bare hands. Blossom slices bodies in half with beams from her eyes. And Bubbles, she sings while stabbing throats with broken glass. The mob retaliates. Townsville becomes a war zone. Gunfire, explosions, screams. Every night's a funeral. The professor watches it all, sits in his lab, bottle in his hand, muttering, they were never girls. They were monsters from day one. Mojo makes his move, kidnaps the professor, strings him up in the sewers, bleeding out like a pig, sends word, come get him. Or don't. Makes no difference. The girls storm the tunnels, dark, wet, stinking of blood. Mutants swarm. Buttercup crushes skulls. Bubbles slaughters like it's Christmas morning. Blossom leads them deeper till they find him. But they're too late. Mojo's blade slides across the professor's throat. His last words, my little monsters. He drops, eyes blank. The room was dark except for a lamp burning low. Agent Lopez sat there alone at the bar, crisp suit, cigarette glowing in the dark. He put 2 bottles on the counter, one clear, one black. The clear bottle's label read, Truth Serum. The black one's label, Liar's Tonic. The bartender leaned in, nervous. So, which one works? Lopez chuckled, cold. That's the trick. They both do. A wise guy reached for the truth serum, downed it, and started sweating. Words spilled out of his mouth like bullets from a jammed gun. I tipped off the feds. I stole from the family. I buried Joey behind Ma's Deli. The bar went silent. Another guy, looking to top him, grabbed the liar's tonic. He gulped it, sat tall, and said, I'm a saint. I never touched the streets. And the crazy part? Everybody believed him. Lopez leaned back, blew a smoke ring, and smirked. Truth. Lies. Doesn't matter. You'll believe whichever one I sell you. The bartender muttered, side effects include paranoia, betrayal, and maybe ending up in somebody's federal file without knowing why. Lopez tapped the bottles together like a toast, eyes glinting. Don't trust me, but buy the bottle. The lamp flickered, the labels blurred, and just like that, the bottles melted into black and white typewriter ink. The scene shifted. The laughter died. Suddenly, this wasn't an ad anymore. It was a warning. Goku D'Angelo slamming his fist on the table, shouting for blood. Nick Palermo staring down at a fresh grave. Bambi Palermo holding a pistol in her purse, torn between loyalty and survival. And Lopez, standing in the middle of it all, shadow long, cigarette in hand, a man playing both sides of the street. This ain't about bottles, this is about trust. And in Season 2, trust is the most dangerous drink on the menu. The bottles shattered in silence and the screen burned with the words. When the bottles shatter and the smoke clears, the screen don't go quiet. Instead, Lopez's silhouette lingers in the dark, fedora tipped, cigarette ember glowing like the last truth left burning. His voice cuts through the silence. The Fed you can't afford to believe. Brooklyn Bloodlines, Season 2. Trust is a weapon. Lopez is pulling the trigger. Blossom screams till the pipes rattle. Bubbles snaps. She rips Mojo in half with her bare hands, his guts hitting the sewer floor like meat in a butcher shop. She licks her lips, laughs. That was fun. She don't come back from that. The girls fracture. Blossom wants to keep order. Buttercup wants to burn the city down. Bubbles? She just wants more blood. Sisters no more. They're rivals. Monsters circling the kill. The city goes dark. Power plants burn. Cops are gone. The mob's wiped out. For 3 nights straight, Townsville hears only screams. Survivors whisper, "The girls are hunting tonight." Final showdown. Rooftops under the rain. Blossom and Buttercup, fists shattering concrete, screaming at each other. Bubbles hovers above, laughing, waiting to swoop down like a vulture. They ain't heroes. They ain't even sisters no more. They're gods of death. The city burns below, ashes rising into the storm clouds, and if you listen real close, you can still hear Blossom whispering, "Townsville belongs to us." The Legend of Townsville. Years later, travelers avoid the ruins. On stormy nights, 3 shadows hover in the sky, red eyes cut through the lightning. And if you're unlucky enough to look up, you might hear giggling in the thunder, right before you vanish. The moral of the story. Power without love is poison. You can't make angels out of nightmares. All you'll ever get is devils with pretty faces and blood on their hands. And that's another nightmare from Bambi's Twisted Tales. So do the smart thing. Hit that subscribe, smash the bell, and join the Pizzaverse. 'Cause in our world, monsters don't win. We whack 'em. Thanks for watching and supporting.